option whether to hold or use that to exit and in the form of cash. But it's going to be amazing buy pressure for Pulse Chain because the amount of rewards that will be given out as we go forward will be immense. It's the same for the record token as well. Literally.
So what is the mechanism by which that happens? Can you just explain that to me? How that actually takes place?
As in how the smart contract interacts with it.
Yeah, so revenue's taken in. At some point it buys up Pulse Chain. That's essentially what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Can you explain how that works?
I'll explain it the best way I can because I'm not a dev, but basically our ad studio is going to be a big profit generator as it is like the main profit generating source for most digital platforms out there. So its potential is huge, but as with the revenue we get from that and our other revenue avenues as well, that will be used to buy the PLS tokens in order to give them their rewards in PLS. How that will work in this simplest way, the way the dev has got it set up is that contract, every time someone claims, will then purchase those PLS tokens.
Beautiful. Thank you for taking my questions, man.
No worries. But the actual buy pressure for it is amazing. And just to let those know as well about the actual record token for the Recordian as well, a percentage of the fees from the NFT marketplace, which will feature huge NFT drops from huge artists, creating great volume, will go to buying back and burning the record token. And also a percentage of the ad studio revenue will go towards the buyback and burn of the record token as well, which also has great mass potential as well because of the type of revenue that ad studios tend to bring in.
And I've got one more kind of a technical question, more Shark Tanky, and then I'm going to go. When you come to market cap, it looks like you're at a $14 million valuation currently, right? Is what you're putting it on?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain to me how you come into that market cap?
So our smart contract dev has worked it all out for us and gave us the best options there. I'm not really a smart contract dev, so I won't go into it too much myself. But we will be doing spaces literally from next week with our developers at the space as well to go through all the technical details.
Oh, no, I get it. It was more of a business, not a smart contract question. Just how you come to the business's valuation of 14 million.
Okay. Yeah, because obviously with the allocated tokens that we got for the public sale, that's how much we plan to raise. The reason why we came to raising that amount is for the actual big plans that we have planned for the actual project itself. In terms of the artists which we will be onboarding, the partnerships we will be making, the reserve to make sure that the platform runs smoothly for 2 years without no worries and so forth and so forth. But it goes a lot to do with what we've got planned out. So with our partnership with Ron Blake from Def Jam Records, obviously his extensive reach is amazing. Like I say, like what he can do in the music industry is phenomenal. So
I'm sorry, what was that connection? What was the name of that?
Yeah,
Def Jam, bro. They're connected to Def Jam and all the upper echelon.
I just heard that.
Yeah, this is insane. Yeah. This is insane what these guys can bring. It's essentially the tip of the iceberg to a whole new industry. And listen, if Def Jam gets involved, just think of their Rolodex. Look at all the people that have become famous through their platform. That's one phone call or one text, and all of a sudden there's an NFT line being dropped.
So to me, the conversation, Lid, is how do you get support for this from the community right away?
First of all, the first thing we do, Mando, is we get the OUTLAWZ and Richard Hart on a track. That's the first thing we do, and we release it as a track, a single. And everyone's like, oh shit, Tupac, Outlawz, and Richard Hart rapping. Now everyone in the community knows what's up.
No, because look, the community doesn't mind giving millions of dollars to something if they think it's going to blow up our chain and bring in a shit ton of more users and give freedom to artists. That's awesome, man. So it just has to be real to people. But right now, it's like I think there's like 10,000 that's come in so far, or something from the pre-sale.
Yeah, it's been a slow trickle in. I know people are waiting for us to release the white paper. Once we release the white paper yesterday, some more funds have been coming in. So, it's just about spreading the awareness, getting the community involved, and it's going to take off.
It's just a believability factor. People want to send money into something that they think is going to blow them up.
Man, right? I'm not even going to. I'm going to be straight up, man, because I've been holding back a little bit, so I'm just going to be up front. I wasn't even going to speak during this.
There you go.
Y'all know who
I wasn't even
Come on, man. Let's go.
I wasn't going to speak, and then all of a sudden, I'm just like, you know what? Just do it. You got these people. I'll call out a coin straight up. PP. $1 million was saved up for a meme coin. Sacrifice for a meme coin. I ain't got nothing wrong because I sacrificed for PP also. But if $1 million can be sacrificed for a meme coin, I think people don't know about it, but I think people's mentality is all jacked up, messed up. And I just made a tweet about why it is. And I think more money is going to start coming in once they realize how real it is. It wouldn't even surprise me. You cut it short and let them FOMO into it. I wouldn't even be mad at that and just let them FOMO into the damn coin and you make your money out that way. But, when it comes down to it, it's not, I don't want to hear we're waiting for the smart, and this is not on you guys. This is on, people saying this is what I want to see first. And I think that's bullshit. I just don't think they realize what's the potential and the possibilities are. I understand what Def Jam can bring to the table. I understand what certain people can bring to the table. I don't think people realize what can be brought to the table. And I think that's the difference. I've met Ron in person, so I know I've spoke to the dude. I know the guy. I know he's seriously looking for someone that is in the music industry and getting to blow it up. Now I know because I was in the same room with him. I was in the same room with all the people dealt with it, and I've already spoke with people like him, so I understand. I get it. It is real. That simple. It is real. It is legit. But they can always go on Ethereum. It doesn't hurt because the money will come regardless. So, I just think this is not a recorded space, so the word can get out as it needs to get out. I think with my tweet, once it gets out there, I think people are going to realize what it is. But, when I hear people say, I want to wait to see the paper come out, nah, I don't know, man. Because I think people are scared. They just need to see. And I think today people are going to realize and recognize what's out there and what you guys got to present and the connections you have.
Moon King, are you bullish on OUTLAWZ coming into Pulse Chain? Be honest, bro.
I'm gonna tell you what this. Before I even knew they were involved, I was actually bullish on the project well before that. So before OUTLAWZ kind of came into the picture, nothing against it. I'm not against it one bit. I knew the type of partnerships and the type of people that were going to be potentially coming in. People didn't believe it. I knew. So it's not.
Yeah, well, Lit,
I actually love to hear that, man. I love to hear that. I'm all good with people, onboarding because I'm involved. That's dope. I love that.
Yeah.
But it's really special when you already get it before I'm even involved.
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. Like I've gave them all my, but I understand the hard work they go through, so I get it. The music industry is probably the most cutthroat industry of all.
Bro, you used to make music.
Yes, I know about it, but I mean, it's that wasn't my big profession. That was more of my hobby. I didn't make it as big as you guys, but I understand. I've dealt with that industry, so I do get it. But the main thing was I'm looking at it from a crypto perspective. Like how I look at a thing is like how I can help people that love their passion, their what they do good. But at the same time, it's like, all right, I'm on the crypto side of this thing. And I think on the crypto side of this thing, this is like the NFT 2.0. This takes it to the next level. So I see it within the next 2 to 3 years on a business perspective, it makes sense. It makes 100% sense because you guys can do what you do. I can do what I do and everybody wins. Everybody eats. Let's keep it moving. That's the type of stuff Ron's talking about with Def Jam. So he sees that kind of stuff. He sees where the industry's going. He sees all that because he's a future visionist. I don't know what the word is for it, but he sees the future. He sees that. It's the same way how I look within crypto and how I'm able to see coins before everyone else sees it. I do the same thing on the crypto basis, and these recruiters in the music business do the same thing on the music side of it. It only makes sense. So I gave all the context I have to make that happen, and that was before the Outlaws come. But the normal people that don't think like we do and the business side of it think that we do, they need to see, oh, are these people real? Are these people that they need to see that to get excited about it. But I think when that all stuff starts coming out, today, later this week, I do think that it gets moving. But
it will be. I just wanted to say I think that Outlaws are part of my past. Everyone in here who's in their late 30s, early 40s, it's part of the culture, and we have a whole nother run left. And music and gatherings and those type of things are all part of what blow up everything. So it's important to me that we don't just put money in fucking meme coins all day. If there's something legit that shows up that we could all mutually benefit from, that makes sense to me. Something like this is massive in the industry. There's people trying to push out beyond the borders of these limited situations that they find themselves in their industries. And to choose Pulse Chain, stuff like this, we need to be open and aware that we need to be supporting stuff. If it's legitimate, if it's legit, it's not a fucking rug, we should be supporting it.
Yeah, I want to make a suggestion too. When y'all do that golf tournament, put on your banners, like Recordian only on Pulse Chain, and throw that logo up there so that when they see Recordian, they see Pulse Chain. And it's a really good visual representation, and you're just gonna break into an entire new audience. That's what we need right now. I'm changing my whole channel and my whole vibe to start outreaching to communities like this, and you are the perfect bridge to get more people into this blockchain. So I really want to see
the music lit. Like the music's the bridge, man. Like we need to hear some sick ass beats coming out.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm gonna be DMing them some beats, and you may hear a collab from us. I'm looking forward to it.
I just want to touch on something real quick. Mando said that people don't mind putting money into this, that, and the next to support the community and whatnot. And I've seen that happen, but I've also seen the opposite of that happen, where like the community definitely wasn't standing behind it because there was nothing really concrete for anybody to say like, oh, this thing is worth it or this thing is not. And
starting donations. I see people doing NASCAR races, paying $300,000-$400,000 for NASCAR races. It's the same concept, but you get a freaking token that you can make money on. That's the business part of it that I don't understand what people can't see. It's like you're doing the same thing, but you actually can make money off of it. What money are you going to back out of NASCAR? Nothing. Nothing came of that. 400 G's gone. Agree. 400 G's gone. Just like that, gone. You know how many people, how many artists, like main artists, they'll motherfuckers, they'll feature on your shit for 20, 50 G's. Man, you just spent 400 G's on a logo on a car. So what I'm saying is the mindset, the concept. You mean well, you do well, but you know you got to think about the business perspective of it. Everybody's winning in the situation. It's a simple concept of business. Those are the people that actually make the best partnerships. Whether you agree with them, whether you don't agree with them, whether you like
that as an artist, as a manager, as in this music industry, there is a very, very big problem, and that problem is being fixed. I understand that, there's money, you put money in, money goes up. Aside from that, it gives back, I guess, engagement to the artists, engagement to their fans, to their loyal fans. It's a new technology that can actually bring awareness to the blockchain, using Pulse Chain. And yeah, the money aspect is all good. Artists is a game changer. Beats is a game changer. This is a perfect opportunity for people to, come and actually innovate off of their platform and actually create and build a whole fan base. And imagine when we get all these artists that come, you know, that are popping off nowadays, like Yeet, Lil Keed, Lil Durk, using these platforms for exclusives. So imagine they come and bring their fans to this platform, and they use this product, and this product pays them for listening to the music. That in itself is just,
why would they go anywhere else? It'd be stupid.
Exactly. There's no reason
to
for
go anywhere else.
And then now artists are going to realize that this pays out more in streaming, and it pays their fans. It gives their fans an opportunity to make revenue or royalties.
And if they can grab the token, if they can gobble up some of that token and then bring their fans, they moon run. It's like triple revenue.
It's incredible. It's hello, gentlemen. I've been listening in for a while now. And I have been looking to do something like this myself. I've never actually done it, but this is something that I've had in mind for a while now. Was following Audius. I'm sure you guys are sure of who they are and what they do. But the fact that this is connected to the Pulse Chain ecosystem is really phenomenal. To what Lit said earlier in terms of being able to reach out to people who are not within the community, I think that's super important. And to what B Roots was saying, even in his way of doing it through meme coins, is something really important as well. And I'm actually a chef professionally, but I've been doing music since I can remember. I was actually humming melodies before I was even saying any words. And so I've continued to create music, but I've never released any of it, and I just keep it kind of in the background, just waiting for the right time. And recently, I'm I almost completed a song, but I released a clip of it called "Fix the Money, Fix the World," because what I want to be able to do is create music not just for folks in our community or in the crypto space, but just good music, right? That music that we were talking about earlier, like 90s hip hop that has substance. Um, that other people can listen to who don't know anything about crypto, that could potentially, click a switch in their head and say, oh, what is she actually singing about? Like, the things that I'm singing about lyrically in that song touches on, the Federal Reserve, the endless printing of money, freedom, sovereignty, things like that. But it's sung in this way that's not specific to folks in our community alone. It's just good music, and there is intent, and I want to be able to do that. And so I've just been waiting for the right time. So, like I said, I released a little clip. It did pretty okay. I didn't do anything, any serious marketing behind it. I just wanted to put it out into the crypto space and see how it did on its own. And yeah, so I love this conversation. I love where this is going. I am a OUTLAWZ fan. I remember I've had my CDs when I was younger with my with my headphones, and my Walkman, and it's just to see folks in the industry playing a role, where this can go in terms of decentralization for the music business. As a chef, I'm an entrepreneur, and I run my own businesses, consulting, opening other people's businesses. And so I've always understood the game and the business aspect of any industry, regardless of whether it's food or otherwise. And so that's another reason why music is something that I always kept on the back burner. Not being able to get signed and not own your masters or your publishing was never attractive to me, and was always very clear that wasn't what I want to do. And then of course you go the independent route, but that's another thing as well. So I love this whole thing, and I'm so on board, and this is incredible, like what you guys are doing. And I think there's a lot of potential here. And it's been a joy to learn more about it.
Yeah, this is what we need. This is exactly what we need, and it's going to start catching on like wildfire. It's just a matter of getting it in the right people's hands. And then, like Moon King said, what if you just launched it and let people FOMO? Like, what if you just put it out there? And even here in this Twitter Spaces, like I've been here long enough to know there's enough energy just in this space to really get this message out. And I'm excited to see what this does, because the power has to be in the right hands. And there's something about your music, working with Tupac, that spirit of that 90s hip hop, where what you're talking about actually inspires. Like, there's something about y'all having that power that makes sense to me. There's something about Richard Hart's DeFi blockchain. We're all bucking the system. We all learned about the M2 money supply. We all know about inflation. We all know about the digital dollar that's going to be able to be shut off based off social credit score. We all see what's happening. We're going to have to turn to independent sources for funding. This could be the future. And I feel like it makes sense in my mind to see the OUTLAWZ forming like Voltron and crushing this game out with us. That's what we need right now.
It's in alignment. It's in alignment with what RH is doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you have interests that align and everyone can mutually benefit, and it makes perfect business sense. But not only that, just from an enjoyment of life perspective, I love aping and meme coins all the time, but at the end of the day, I'd love to put some money into something that we could build into a behemoth, and it could just go out and just be a massive success for Pulse Chain in so many different ways, like the lady was just talking about.
And another thing that you guys are fixing, I've been researching on, like Aya said, basically Aya, sorry. This is something I was working on, trying to fix the streaming, and I was looking through your white paper, so I wanted to know, like, where did you get the metrics of, like, the payouts of the point, I think 3 zeros and a 5, or 2 zeros and a 5 per stream.
So we know that basically, if you look at the other data from the other platforms, especially Spotify, the one of the main issues is not just the amount they pay, as well as the fluctuations in the pay due to the structure of their payout system. So with our platform itself, we in terms of artists and that, we wanted to start them off on the highest of what Spotify pay, and then which is the the 0.05, and then sorry 0.05, and then with the NFTs, then they're able to purchase to go higher. We did these based off as well. So without the fluctuations and the immutable smart contracts, it means that for the artist that just joins and don't want to purchase an NFT, they will earn. Because Snoop Dogg was on about a rant the other day. Sorry to go round and round, saying he can't believe how artists in the streaming world can get 1 billion streams and not get $1 million. While with our platform, that isn't the case. Billion streams will earn the first entry of $5 million. If you purchase an NFT, you'll earn $7 million per billion streams and 8 million for the top NFT. So we kind of based it on that theory. We obviously are a platform where, as we go forward in time as well and get sustainable growth, we can increase those artist revenue fees as well. But we thought that was the best start for us. So yeah, we run this as a sustainable project.
Okay, I love it. I love it because now, is there any? Because I work with like some distributors, and what if there's ways to incorporate the I guess the distribution part, including like with their system. So the meaning every artist that goes through their system has an opportunity to have their music streamed on this platform. Is that possible to have that kind of collaboration?
Yeah, can definitely discuss that with our devs and stuff like that, because that's what all these things are for as well. So any great suggestion is always welcome. So yeah, we put that forth. If you jump in and shoot us a DM, yeah, I can make sure I explain that to him.
Yeah, because that's also another key is getting like outside distributors. They DistroKid, TuneCore, they have thousands and thousands of artists that sign up with them that get music distributed. So you have I guess a leeway of putting um you know your platform on there as well as an extra option.
Well, yeah, Mello, that's exactly what we were talking about with the advantage of bringing on Ron Blake. So he's already had those conversations, putting the bug out to TuneCore and DistroKid. So it's about us doing well in this private sale so we can put things, or excuse me, in the pre-sale, and just making sure that things are in line so we can have these mass onboardings happen, hopefully before the project even goes live. Like while it's in the test phase, we're already having mass catalog adoption. So those things are in the works already as well.
So
Most definitely. Say then
That's
I
awesome.
would definitely be looking into that, and I'm gonna get in contact with my DistroKid Connect, and then maybe try to work that happen when y'all launch.
now, Foss, are the tokens burned in terms of whatever doesn't come in? The what was supposed to go out, the remainder gets burnt, and we're just left with that supply.
Yes, in terms of the public sale, yeah, the tokens that don't get purchased during the public sale, they will be burnt.
Okay.
I'll throw this out here, and I know it's changing tokenomics before an actual thing, but I don't think there's enough money for it to even really make people too upset. If so, then kind of eat rocks. But make it there are some coins that will put things into a smart contract and will be set aside for artist agreements. So maybe talk to your dev, and maybe it could be a potential possibility where, like, instead of burning it and killing it forever, it's actually used on a smart contract for maybe artist contracts and things like that, to where people like Ron could use to sign big artists, or you guys use to sign big artists with it, and that would benefit the project as a whole. I would throw that as an idea. I'm not saying to go that route because some people might not like that. Some people might like it. Just to give an example, like Pepe, like they use a crazy amount to hold. They didn't even put a smart contract to it, but it's worth tens of millions of dollars. Now they can do whatever the hell they want to do because it's worth so much now, to where if they just burnt it, it would just been gone and they can't use it for business perspective. That's kind of like how Shiba Inu is in this boat right now. Is it was burnt. If you want to develop anything, the holders have to come out of pocket and build for that. Whereas now something like Pepe said, no, we're going to keep this supply. It was a crazy amount of supply. But what happened now is that supply right now, as we speak, I'm going to tell you what that supply is worth. Just because it went to a high market cap, that supply right now is now worth, let's go to holders. That supply is sitting at $34,945,576. You can do a lot with that. So I want to just put it out there that, you can see the number 2 wallet holding 26 billion Pepe worth $35 million. They can do a lot with that. So just kind of keep that in mind, business perspective. If that's a potential thing you could do with those remaining coins.
Yeah, because in regards to that as well, that's a reason why we have in our tokenomics 20% allocated to the ecosystem for these things, because when it comes to attaching those artists, like like we say, we got access to the biggest, so they're the ones we're going after. It's not going to be a case of doing otherwise. So yeah, but obviously as well.
Kind of what I'm going with that is, if you don't get the raise that you don't get, don't throw that away, because it could potentially, if you believe in the coin, this coin's going to go up. Don't necessarily throw that away. Just add that to that bucket and, put a smart contract to it where everyone's not going to be feared to buy in, buy out. And, that just beefs it up even more.
I do really like this idea. Like, Liquid Loans was the first project to launch on Pulse Chain, and they raised $50 million. And like, all love to all the people in there, but as far as onboarding potential, it pales in comparison to what the OUTLAWZ could do with that 50 million. Y'all could actually raise real artists and pay them. And money makes the world go round. So if you're able to actually attain a big budget and follow what Moon King's saying and the 20% tokenomics, if your platform takes off, you're able to offer cash money to real artists. And when they see the royalties and the NFT opportunities, it's a no-brainer, especially once they understand crypto and coins. Once they realize, oh, I got a bag of this coin, I got cash money, and I have NFT potential. Like, that's the trifecta right there for people to come onto the platform. And when you're hosting exclusively on Pulse Chain, all of us who've been here for multiple years waiting on Pulse Chain, this is music to our ears. So this is one of the few projects I would really like to see multiple millions of dollars get funneled into, because you can onboard artists with all of these benefits. And if you think about it from the artist perspective, why would they go mainstream through the LA corporate chain-held slave system of contracts? Why would they do that? Why would they go to other streaming services that are 0.000% when they could come to your streaming platform, have NFT revenue, have an actual bag of coins where if they get their people involved, they make money on top of a paycheck coming directly from Recordian? Like, it's almost like, the more I realize what y'all are building, it's almost a no-brainer that this is one of the biggest bridges into the Pulse Chain ecosystem that we currently have. Any OGs here, tell me what you think. Like, all y'all who've been here for multiple years, do you see the potential of this platform? This is actually getting me pretty lit.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be super exciting, bro. I can't wait to get me a big bite of that. That's gonna be nice.
Dude, this innovation is very creative. It's well thought out. it's just gonna be immaculate for both sides, the listener and the artist. So I just can't wait for it. Please take your time. We don't need it right now. I would love for you guys to go through a whole audit stage. Everything needs to be properly set, and you guys bring us the best streaming platform there is. Because after you guys is said and done, we don't need to be going back. Maybe do updates, versions. That's it. But I love it.
We've got great devs in the community too, man. If you run into a bump in the road, if you run into something, there's people that will help, at least with thought process.
Mando, I was just gonna tell them, like, I have a team of devs. I would be more than happy to work with y'all and help you at any point. I have some of the smartest people in the whole game linked with me, and I'm a very passionate individual. If I believe in something, I get fucking lit on it. So I'm with y'all. I listened to your music growing up. I can feel the vibe of what you're doing and the game mechanics of what you've created. This is truly what Richard Hart wanted. Truly, this is 100% what Richard Hart wanted. I asked him at the Hex conference last year online. I said, Richard, I'm your first Pulse Chain streamer. I've been here helping you the whole time. What do you want to see us do? What do you want from your streamers? And he was straight to the point. He said, outreach. I want to see you outreach. And I want to see you reach people who don't already know about it. He said, everyone in this Hex conference already knows about Hex. They're all Hexicans. Go outside of that. So this is exactly what y'all are doing, and this is what Richard Hart wants. So I see no problem in getting a huge percentage of the community behind this.
And that's the point that I was trying to make. So you just hit it now.
Yeah.
I got to get out of here.
Much love, Moon King.
Recording, y'all killing it.
Get you, Moon King. Thanks.
Appreciate you, B Roots, for sure, man. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely. Thank y'all. Keep it all rolling. And if y'all in here haven't invested yet, stop being cheap. I know some of y'all got some money. I know some of y'all in here too. So
completely agree with what you just said, Lit, and what I was touching on in terms of, being able to reach people who are not in the space. And, when you reach people musically and you reach their audience, there's just as I was listening before I said anything, I was like, if this is done correctly, there's just absolutely so much potential. And I agree with what Mello said in terms of taking your time, doing it right, and yeah, just the potential is massive,
And
sure.
we appreciate all this support so much just from everyone. Like it's been truly overwhelming, and I'm just so glad since I first joined this community from the Hex days. It's just been awesome. Yeah, man. So just glad to have you guys support, and yeah, we'll be along the way pushing RH's ethos and his ecosystem along the way with us.